Have you watched this movie? And did you think it was nonsensical, hilarious, and a lightweight comedy movie? Yes, it was all that. But it also created some reflections about the society we are living in. Do you remember that device that had the power at the turn of the dial to either calm down or calm up people, as they label it, which means to make people more agitated and violent? I think you can recognize that type of product in many of the social networks that we have today, and that the algorithm has the power to either create an environment that is more prone to aggressiveness and violence, or an environment that is more peaceful. And do you remember that scene in which the good guy meets the bad guy and he tells him from the get go that his products are making the world worse off? And the bad guy promptly agrees? Well, that's also an interesting reflection about some of these tech products. And bear in mind that it seems that the owner of the tech company started out with lofty ambitions to make the world a better place. But then we see him here promptly agreeing that his products are making the world worse. And do you remember that scene in which the bad guy goes into this meeting with what looks like the board of directors of the tech company? And he's telling the board that there are some ungrateful people trying to get a seat at the table that have not earned that seat at the table. Well, that also makes us think about potential narratives that people that get the seat at the table may have about the people that are trying to get a seat at the table. So, yes, the movie was nonsensical, hilarious, sometimes a bit ridiculous, but also when you think about these points, quite real in a way. And it reminded me of a Portuguese author that we study in school from the 15th, 16th century. And he wrote these plays, humorous plays, that at the same time that they made people laugh, they criticized society. And when we study that author, we always study the Latin motto, Ridendo Castigat, which means that by making people laugh, you criticize society. And perhaps that's the most effective way. In a polarized society, perhaps the most effective way to reach people and to create some sort of reflection that perhaps is different from what they are used to is to really bring their guards down, so that the message or the reflection can reach them. Because when everybody has their walls up, then it's very difficult that a different kind of message can reach and provoke some sort of reflection. So it's so funny that this movie here, that I'm comparing this movie here to kind of playwrights from the 15th century. But yeah, I think they have in common this capacity that via humor to actually bring forth some important reflections. So I hope you still have lots of fun, but let me know if you left the cinema also thinking about some things that are not so lightweight about current society. Take care.